Welcome back, everybody. It's been a while for me, and hello, I am Gary Gotzo. This is Gary Gotzo, the voice of the FIS, of course, and, well, you didn't have me for the last race, but you got me for this one, and we got still quite a points battle ahead of us here in the Formula Indy Series as we're hitting Brands Hatch this week for round 10 of Season 8 of the Sim Racing Warehouse Formula Indy Series as we return to the short oval of road courses, I like to call it, the short Indy circuit here at Brands Hatch. Joining me as always, and could bring us and help bring me up to speed of kind of what we saw last time when we took the grid at Mexico City, is Stevie Larkin. And Stevie, good to have you here. Glad, first of all, that you are feeling much better and the voice is recovered. But the points battle is, well, it's pretty tight now. And last time I left, there was still a pretty big cushion to the points leader. But now that cushion no longer exists.
Very much so. Alex Chilka did manage to get his second win last time out in Mexico City, but Gavin Sanders kept it very good and very close towards the end of the race. The points are still very close. It's a 10-point gap going into this event between Chilcutt and Sanders. It's still very much all to play for in these final couple of races, and now we head to a circuit that in some ways can be seen as kind of the polar opposite in some regards of Mexico City. We go to the Brands Hatch Indy circuit, and a lot of people over here in the American road racing scene love to pick Lime Rock Park as the bull ring of road racing in the U.S. This is very much the bull ring of racing in the U.K. This track in the hills of Kent, it is a beautiful track, a lot of history in Formula One and in IndyCar, no less. But it's very much a track that is very challenging, very fast, very flowing, hard to overtake here. But you have got to be right on the ragged edge or else you are going to lose a tiny bit of momentum, and that's going to be all it takes here.
There are the points. You got a good look at that. Here are the amateur points coming into today's event. Nick Goyette with a growing lead over Sarah Guerrera and Cody Claiborne with just a couple of more rounds to go here before we start crowning our Season 8 champions. Here's the team points. And there you see Melamo Dynasty at 435 over Eclipse Competition 421 and Eclipse Blue at 408. And we got about 35 seconds left before qualifying is officially done. I'll bring it up now just so I don't have to bring it up later in the I've got the schedule here. I don't want to leave that up, but we do want to bring it up. We are approaching the end of our schedule today. Brands Hatch at Indianapolis in 3 weeks after the holidays, and then we'll wrap it up at Watkins Glen. So after today, well, actually, right now, these drivers still have 3 opportunities to score good points for the remainder of this season. Stevie, what do you see so far? I mean, right now, our points leader is just really staying as the points leader based upon consistency, but only getting a second win of the season last race.
This is very true. Alex Chilcutt has definitely been Mr. Consistency throughout this season. Very remarkable stuff, especially with how competitive this league can be. But Gavin Sanders has kept him honest throughout this season, too. And funny enough, they're going to be right alongside each other on the grid of this race. They're going to be taking up row 2 here. So these two, this championship fight is going to be very, very enticing, I think. But Caleb Bensi, not in championship contention anymore, unfortunately, is the defending series champion. But he is still looking to end this season with a bang here. And Jeremy Fairburn, keep an eye on him. He's going to be starting second here. I think he's going to want some vindication for a lot of the misfortune he has had throughout this season. So I think tonight here in jolly old England is going to be one heck of a party.
All right, let's get today's starting lineup in here from Brands Hatch. And we'll talk a little bit about our history here previously. But this is the first time on the Indy circuit here for the Formula Indy Series.
And there's some very quick laps around here for a road course. 36.924 seconds is the pole time for the number 1, Caleb Bensi. He'll start off on the pole alongside Jeremy Fairburn. Only 1/100th of a second off was the 67 machine. Alex Chilcutt, championship leader, will start off third tonight alongside Gavin Sanders, his rival for the championship, in fourth. Titus Sherlock, a very fast driver all throughout the season, multiple wins, is going to be in fifth, alongside Nate Siefker, former series champion, in sixth. Logan Edwards has been fast once again in seventh place, alongside Michael Costello in eighth. Tanner DeFabis, winner already this season at Portland, in ninth, alongside Kevin Tomba in the 48 machine in 10th. Row number 6 is going to be Matt Schlosser making his return in the 400 machine alongside Byron Daly. Sam McDougall and Sarah Guerra, that's going to be row number 7. Row number 8 is Joey Selmans and Pedro Mojica. I think I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Row 9, Nick Goyette and Zach Baum. Row 10, Cody Claiborne and Kyle Mundell. And shotgun in the field, 21 cars here tonight, is Dan Micklin. So rather short grid as these races go in the Formula Indy Series. But that doesn't mean it's not going to be exciting. Like, as close as these guys are, this is going to be a very enticing race to watch, I think.
And we got about another 2 minutes left here in the little warm-up before we go racing again. Remember, standing starts here in the Formula Indy Series.
A familiar sight at Brands Hatch, I should note. Just not so much in IndyCars.
There are only 2 IndyCar races here in real life. First one was held in 1978 in the closing days of the USAC era. Al Unser qualified on the pole and immediately lost his engine at the drop of the green. Remember, that's the year Al Unser Sr., or still just Al Unser at the time, won the IndyCar Triple Crown, and was it a sure bet to win that championship that year, in just a series of unfortunate events, including losing his engine here at Brands Hatch, led to Tom Sneva winning that championship. Remember, that is the season Tom Sneva did not win a single race and won the national championship. The bulk of that race was dominated by Danny Ungaias, but then was won by a part-time Penske driver known as Rick Mears. It was his third of 26 career wins and his very first on a road course. And actually, I don't think that statistic is necessarily right, though. I went back and looked, and he did have 7 road course victories over his career, but I think he had earlier wins.
More than that at that point.
Yeah. He didn't have very many at this point in his career, though. Not very many.
Yeah. Yeah, like Rick Mears and winning is kind of a synonym now, but it's definitely was less certain back then.
Let's see. Let's dig in. Let's see. Kart. USAC. Brands he won at Milwaukee in 78, Atlanta in 78, and Brands Hatch in 78, and then Indy in 79, as well as Trenton and Atlanta again in 79. So yeah, this would be his first road course win. He did have road course wins, 2 at Mexico City, 2 at Riverside, 1 at Watkins Glen, and also 1 at Laguna Seca. I think that totals up to 7 for him. Not known for being a road course racer, but showed some road course expertise over the course of his career.
Absolutely so. And then we look at the last time that American Open Wheel Racing has come to Brands Hatch. That was in 2003. The final year it was called the Champ Car World Series. And funnily enough, it was the first win for a certain Sebastian Bourdais, 4-time series champion. His very first win in IndyCar competition here at Brands Hatch. And now let's see who can get a win here on the virtual Brands Hatch Indy circuit. And again, it was the Indy circuit back in 2003, yes. So this is pretty fitting, I would think. Yeah,
and it's also what they ran back in 78 as well. A slightly different measurement, but this course as well. And the track record held by Paul Tracy. He turned a lap time of 37.1. Very fast times even back then. Getting ready to go green here for 104 laps at Brands Hatch. 2 more rounds after this in the championship for the Formula Indy Series. And we are gridding up, and everybody on the red tires, with the exception of one.
Yeah, looks like Nate Seifker starting from pit road. Green flag flies. We are underway in Britain. Caleb Benzie gets away well, but Jeremy Fairburn has a terrible start. Lets Alex Chilcutt sneak by up into second place as they head into turn 1. Gavin Sanders is off. Sanders is off in the sound trap. He's off in the sand trap right at the top of the hill and gets it back underway. But that's a horrible start for one of our championship contenders. Gavin Sanders, not what he needed coming down Paddock Hill.
Chilcutt goes off with one of the Eclipse cars.
Chilcutt in trouble as well. Both of our championship contenders having almost contact with Jeremy Fairburn. They both went off, and now they both got swept up by the Eclipse cars as Chilcutt falls back through the pack here as they get themselves through Paddock Hill Bend for the second time. Caleb Benzie leads handily by one and a bit seconds. Titus Sherlock, Michael Costello off to an excellent start. Tanner DeFavis, Kevin Tomba, Chilcutt down to 6th place, and Gavin Sanders down in 20th. What a chaotic start. Very easy to have those here. And it's not just in the touring car races where you often see chaos happen at any circuit, let alone Brands Hatch. But Paddock Hill Bend can be very tricky. It's a sort of blind corner coming over the top of the hill, and it's really easy to get it wrong, especially when you're alongside another driver.
Caleb Benzie purple that time by. There's the track map. That's how small it is. This is a 5-turn, 1.19-mile permanent road course.
Edwards clears Chilcutt. Chilcutt made a mistake at Paddock Hill once again. He clears them as they go through Druids. And onto the Cooper straight they go. Edwards clears him handily there. Jeremy Fairburn trying to make up for lost positions there. Went from 2nd to 8th. And now trying to hunt down Alex Chilcutt to get whatever positions he can back. Jeremy Fairburn, once again, seems pretty snake-bitten this season. And really sad because he has had strong cars all season. But Benzie, 1.3 seconds.
Inside.
Fairburn sends it down to the inside there. Almost clips Logan Edwards, but clears Alex Chilcutt handily. Brilliant move by Jeremy Fairburn. Back up in the 7th place. That's definitely one of the more. It's definitely one of the places where you'd expect a pass to be made there. Right. It's a very tight hairpin, but that was a bold move for sure, especially with all of the debris kicked up onto the track there, all the pebbles from the gravel trap.
Caleb again, purple lap. He's wasting no time wanting to pull away. But the problem is if he's going to set purple lap after purple lap, and here comes inside. Fairborn on Edwards.
Kind of a repeat of the last lap there. Jeremy Fairburn on Logan Edwards this time, up into 6th. Next up in line for him will be Kevin Tomba in 5th. So Jeremy Fairburn not taking a bad start lying down. He is fighting this one back.
And I got to say, with Benzie, though, the bigger lead he gets, the faster he's going to get into lap traffic. It is going to happen very quick at this place.
Exactly, and we mentioned the bull ring like nature of this place, kind of like Lime Rock Park in Connecticut. And part of that comes from the fact that because the track is so short, the fast drivers are going to be catching up on the slow drivers very quick, and they are going to have to fight through some traffic. I believe it was Bill Francine who said that the leader has to do some passing of themselves, right? Well, you definitely have to do that at a track like this. And I'm looking back at Gavin Sanders, already got past Sarah Carrera and up into 16th position, now hunting down Cody Claiborne for 15th.
I suspect Cody will not put up much of a fight here.
Yeah, I think, right, and lets him go cleanly, going through Druids, and away goes Gavin Sanders. Sanders really got to be a bit miffed by that start. He has got to be driving a bit frustrated right now. Though, if someone on the radio is telling him that Alex Chilcutt's also having a rough go of it, at least at the start of this race, that may be a bit of consolation, but not much, because he has to stay within earshot pretty much. of Alex Chilka going into these final 2 races.
And this is a 1.19, according to iRacing, 1.19 mile, 5-turn permanent road course. USAC measured the place at 1.200. When CART came here, they measured it at 1.192. So in the same neighborhood, but we're doing 104 laps, 123.76 iRacing miles. We expect anywhere between a 2-stop and a 3-stop. I'm not sure if anyone could pull off a 1-stop. You would have to get to lap 52. A 2-stop opens at 33 or 35 laps, and a 3-stop opens evenly at lap 26. I suspect most people might be on that 3-stopper. We've been here twice before, back in round 6 of season 4 and round 5 of season 6. Back in season 4, it was Mitch Welker over Nicholas Johnson. Caleb Binsey finished 3rd. In season 6, it was Gavin Sanders over Caleb Binsey, and Logan Spath finished 3rd, and that was all using the larger Grand Prix course.
Yes, it was, and I definitely love the Grand Prix circuit here at Brands Hatch. Gavin Sanders gets by Zach Fahm. Fahm made it very easy for him,
teammates,
up into 14th. but it is it's a very fun circuit. It's difficult to pass here, but the fast-flowing nature of it makes it a lot of fun to drive. And it's no surprise to me that a lot of drivers love coming here, no matter what the configuration. And meanwhile, I'm keeping an eye on the prospective lead battle here. Caleb Binsey about 1.3 seconds up on Titus Sherlock. Still fairly close together to each other at the start of this race here, but Caleb Binsey's definitely got the edge here. He has wasted no time, as you said. And Tanner DeFabis, definitely one of our biggest movers tonight, from 9th to 3rd in the first 11 laps.
I would imagine for Caleb, this is going to be much like a short oval race. Getting that clean air and getting out front is going to be kind of critical here.
Is, I think.
And look at the generous runoff area that these cars have at the exit of 1 there, coming up the straight there. And then at the bottom of the hill here, there's like a lattice system there that all the cars run on.
Yeah, right at the exit of Graham Hill Bend there, that is a big piece of what looks like AstroTurf, but you essentially can run all the way off it, all 4 tires off. I've been doing that for years, and depending on where you place the car on exit, it's just like, yeah, it's part of the racing surface, no big deal. It's definitely a strange kind of feature, especially for people who are, especially nowadays, because a lot of newer iRacing circuits are a lot more strict when it comes to their track limits. Brands Hatch, not so much. You can be pretty lenient about it. It's not like old school Spa-Francorchamps. It's just its own thing. Until it gets rescanned, everything changes. This is true.
If you're looking to save money with great prizes and no sales tax, Sim Racing Warehouse is your U.S.-based shop for all your sim racing needs. Plus, for a limited time, you can save with 5% off more with a 5% off coupon. Just type in SRW House in the coupon code section on checkout to save even more. Go to simracingwh.com to learn more and to buy today. The coupon code is in the description, and a leader encountering some lap traffic that's spun off there at the bottom of the hill.
That was Dan Miglin, in fact. And Miglin almost getting in the way of some of the Eclipse cars. Gets out of their way, thankfully, before it goes badly. But Dan Miglin, first one to be put a lap down, already struggling tonight there. Definitely not his night for our good friend in the number 4 machine.
Trying to secure that amateur championship of him. Right, yeah. But trying to secure that amateur championship might not be one of his better tracks, but out there turning some laps to just secure that championship, which he's only 2 races away from doing after the completion of this one. Watching Tomba as he now got around Miglin and tries to reel in Costello and Fairborn right in front of them. But back up front, and actually, let's not go back up front. Let's go back a little bit further. There is our closest battle on the racetrack. Nate Seifert, Joey Somats, back in 13th and 14th.
Indeed so, and Gavin Sanders just got by both them just recently, and Nate Seifert himself trying to make up positions after a bad start there. Started 6th and fell all the way down to 14th after the chaos at the start.
He was on pit road.
Oh, he was on pit road.
Yeah, the pit road start. So not a too bad restart coming off of pit road.
Siefker trying to stick his nose in there, going through Druids. Not quite enough this time. Graham Hillben going to be a bit tricky here. He's staying right up on his gearbox, though, down the Cooper Straight. Up through McLaren Curve and into Clark Curve. This is a very tricky spot here to get the power down. Good spot here coming down the front straightaway, down Brabham Straight.
Tell you, if you're in the grandstands here,
legends.
Tell you, if you're in the grandstands here, if you sit up high enough, you should be able to see every part of this course, with the exception of this portion right here, and that's just because of the trees.
Yeah, there's a lot of trees on the backside of the course, so it may be a bit tricky there, but you sit up at the top of the stands here at Brands, you can get a great view of most of the circuit. It's kind of like the time where I went to the German Grand Prix at the Nürburgring back in 2011. I had seats right at turn 1. You could see a lot of the circuit from there, both the first complex of curves and also the backside of the course. You could see it from there as well. So this is definitely one of those older generations of tracks where a high enough vantage point can see a lot of the circuit.
Back to our next closest battle on the racetrack. Fairbairn and Costello. Battle between teammates. A little bit further back, we should probably pay attention to this battle between Edwards and Chilcutt.
I would agree completely there, as Alex Chilcutt trying to make up for the bad start that he had at the start of this race here. Logan Edwards been pretty quick all season. Let's see how he could do defending against the championship leader, twice a winner this season. Alex Chilcutt, been a very good rookie, an incredibly good rookie campaign for Alex Chilcutt. We got to remember, folks, Alex Chilcutt, this is his first season in the series and his first season in IndyCar competition, from what he told us at the Nürburgring in the season opener. He is really taking a liking to this car, and it's really showing that he's definitely getting a lot of fun out of it.
Attempting to do what Nigel Mansell did when he joined the IndyCar Series.
It's only fitting we're in Britain, eh?
Yeah. Watching from
home country.
Yeah, watching from Logan Edwards here, winner earlier this season as well. When we went to Homestead, so two bona fide race winners here in the Formula Indy Series, battling each other at the top of the hill at the hairpin.
Yeah, Logan Edwards, definitely one of the more oval-like road courses, I would think. So Logan may enjoy that aspect of it. The hill they go, down Brabham Straight once more. Chilcutt staying pretty close together to him. They're running pretty similar laps at this stage. It would mainly come down to errors in many regards here. Chilcutt was slightly quicker that last go around, so he is definitely still putting that pressure on in big time. Working lap number 21 of 104.
Remember, we have a mandatory compound change before the completion of this race on the tires. So everybody that pretty much started this race, with the exception of Kyle Mundell, who's back in 20th, everyone started on the softer of the two compounds, the red sidewall tires. Everyone's going to have to switch to the black sidewall tires, the primes, here in a little bit. At some point, if they make a stop, they should definitely make at least one stop in this race for sure. But we don't know how they're going to finish this race yet. Though we might see varying strategies on tires. Mundell is going to have to do the opposite. He's going to have to go from the hard compound to the soft compound. But he might be doing something that other drivers aren't doing. You might see him go hard, soft, soft, and then everybody else goes soft, hard, and then back to soft again at the end. So we'll see how that works out.
Nick Goyette and Sarah Carrera's around.
Nick Goyette.
Look like, oh my goodness, that was Caleb Bensey, and Titus Sherlock gets off the track as well. Did Bensey get hit? I wonder.
We're going to have to go back and take a look.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to go take a look here. We went back a little bit further, and here he is coming off of one. And
by the skin of his teeth, I think he missed it.
And we'll go to his in-car here. And he just sees the runoff. Oh, but and then
goodness.
and then unfortunately that was one of that was who was that? That was Guerrero. That was one of Guerrero's teammates, Titus Sherlock, coming through as well.
Yeah, Titus Sherlock was passing through there trying to fight Caleb Benzie for the lead of this race. He still maintains second place at this moment, but oh man, like I wouldn't be surprised if a change of underwear may be needed on Caleb Benzie's part. That was hair-raising. As meanwhile, Benzie has more lap traffic. That's Kyle Mundell going one lap down already. On lap number 25, we're nearing a quarter of the way through our race tonight.
And Mundell on those prime
tires.
Meanwhile,
I'm looking at this three-car tussle for third between the three teammates, Fairburn, DeFavis, and Costello. This has not let up.
if you enjoy coverage of the Formula Indy Series and to respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you'll be set on future P1 iRacing broadcasts, including our Monday and Tuesday night double headers.
And meanwhile, I'm looking a little further back. Gavin Sanders up to 11th at the moment. And next in line is Sam McDougall making their return to the series in 10th spot at the moment. Very good start for the 13 machine. But now Gavin, of course, he needs to be as close to Alex Chilcutt as he can to stay in the championship fight, as we mentioned, going into the final two races. And Sanders has got a lot of pace underneath him.
And here he is attacking McDougall. And going to take a peek at one. Not close enough. See if he can get him up the hill going into the hairpin at 2. Right in front of McDougall is Schlosser, making one of his first starts of the season. And there you see on the tree, drivers lighting up push to pass. Here is your push to pass situation. Remaining, Caleb Benzie only used 3 seconds. Sherlock, 146 seconds left. Fairborn, only 67 seconds left. Talk about spamming the button. DeFavis, 170 seconds left. Costello, 123. And here comes Gavin to the inside as he takes a peek at McDougall, and he's in a good shot, but McDougall's in a better position to get it back at the bottom of the corner. Oh!
Squeezed out there, squeezing Gavin Sanders off the ideal line there. Sam McDougall not surrendering to Gavin Sanders that easily. Bold play there, and Matt Schlosser is ahead of all of this. They could have almost ran into him in the process.
So he'll try it again. Schlosser clips the inside curbing, going through 1. Going
again,
back through 2.
Taking a peek through Druids. Not quite enough this time. But Gavin definitely thinking, okay, Sam is not going to play easy with me tonight.
No.
Yeah.
Not for sure.
It's good to see Sam McDougall and Matt Schlosser. It's good to see them back in the series again. We haven't seen them all season. It's great to have some familiar faces come back.
Schlosser on push to pass. So you see lighting up on the tree. Big run by Gavin now. Going uphill, going into 2. Who's going to send it to the inside?
Takes a peek side by side. Once again coming out of Druids and down the hill to Graham Hill. Not quite enough. Gavin still not quite getting by Sam McDougall at the moment. Sam is relentless at this point. Well played by the 13.
On the main straight, Gavin again right there, not using the button, using the draft. In the 1, big run off of 1. You're going to take a peek to the inside. Here he comes.
Here we go. Paddock Hill Ben's been very good to Gavin Sanders tonight. Not quite enough once again, but he's trying to set up to get the run on exit down the hill, but it won't quite be enough to get the peak. Going into Graham Hill Bend and off into Cooper Straight.
Now you got to begin to ask when the first round of pit stops might be occurring, as Gavin is right there. There's a good look at his nose. The two-stopper window opens in about 2 to 3 laps.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting because I can imagine sort of oval fuel numbers when it comes to the lap ticket too. Gavin Sanders now has the run down to the inside at Druids and squeezes Sam.
He forced him out. Yes, he did.
Forced him out there. A little bit of a. Yeah, I see your game, buddy.
How's about you?
Gavin Sanders up into the top 10. So Gavin finally getting the job done, and next in line is Matt Schlosser. Sam McDougall putting up a sterling fight there and holds on to 11th place at the moment. Nate Siefker just behind them.
Back up forward a little bit. Chilcutt on the backside of Tomba. This is a battle for 6th. And don't look now, but as they go around Mundell. But Chilcutt is in 7th. Gavin Sanders is in 10th.
Yep. I think Chilcutt was probably thinking, I thought I got rid of you. But nope, you did not get rid of Gavin Sanders. He doesn't give up that easily. And neither does Alex. And he is going to be giving Kevin Tomba, very fast driver from Switzerland throughout this season, just has been incredibly snake bit, kind of like Jeremy Fairburn in a lot of ways, just has not had the luck on his side, but he definitely has the speed and the ability. That 48 car has been quick all season, and at a circuit that is as close to home as we tend to get, it's very likely that Tomba's going to be giving Chilcutt one heck of a fight.
Kind of a home game.
In a way, yes.
As we watch this battle continue. First round of pit stops should be upon us shortly. Only ones that we've seen on pit road are those that either came to pit road because of damage or started from pit road.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on each of our leaders. None of them making movements to come in just yet. No, Costello's coming in. Costello is the first one to blink on lap number 35.
You're right. First to bite here. Lap 35 coming to 36. And this will turn it into a 3-stopper for him. It just overshot his spot just a little bit.
Which is the hard tires there, but an overshot box there from Michael Costello. A slow stop. Yep, not what he needs at all.
No, this will turn into a 2-stopper for him. Next stop will be right around 68 to 70.
Definitely so, as Costello gets back up to speed here, down in 15th, about 16th position is Michael Costello at the moment here. Of course, everyone else has to cycle through their stops, and in fact, he came out basically in front of Caleb Bensi.
Yeah, watching Bensi right now.
They are definitely going for quite a bit here at the start of this race here. It's a lot of laps you can cover here on not much fuel at Brands Hatch. It's a small circuit, basically like a small oval. It's about the size of one.
Yeah, you see we got the track map on the screen there. It's not a very technical track, and it's only 1.19 miles, one of the shortest tracks that they'll compete on all season long, including any short ovals. Oh, big twitch of the car in front. That is Miglin. No, that was Michael Cost. Who was that in front of Bensi? I could be wrong. That might have been. Oh, we got a car off. That is Miglin off.
That is Miglin.
That was Nick Goyette, I believe. Yeah, that was Goyette that went off. Sorry.
Yeah, Nick Goyette in trouble there earlier.
There's not a lot. What you're starting to see here is with this lap traffic, there's not a lot of places that you can hide around this place. We've seen in a lot of road course races and even oval races, there's a place you can pull off and allow the traffic on by. Stevie, there's not a lot of places to pull off around here outside of maybe the front straight.
Not in the slightest. It is a narrow track. It's hard. There's really one main line you can take around here. and it's really hard to let people go except for select places. I should note that Titus Sherlock has come onto pit road after running in second place, comes back out, still running red tires, is the 311, and now Jeremy Fairburn is the next driver to come on the pit road now. But it's really hard to make lap traffic get cleared here.
Looks like the Eclipse crew is just kind of doing a little bit of a relay handoff on coming to pit road.
It would look to be so, as Tomba and Chilcutt, this battle has been moved up to second place on the circuit right now, but these two are still going at it.
And then right in front of Tomba is Mojica. Hopefully saying that right. That's Pedro. He is making one of his first starts in this series. He is in the professional class, and he is currently getting to know the rest of the field in 16th position.
Yeah, he made his debut last time out in Mexico, and was a decent performance going there. But
battle for position, and that allows Chilcutt on by. Move Chilcutt up to second. Still needing to make a pit stop. Caleb Binsey, same way. Caleb Binsey on pit road now.
Clinical move there for Chilcutt. Binsey coming in. Kevin Tomba also signaling he's coming in too. Lap 41 is looking to be the number for most of them. Chilcutt is staying out. Tomba is coming in. So Binsey waiting on the fuel, coming off the jacks. And down he goes. So Chilcutt cycles to the lead at present on lap 42. Caleb Binsey switching to the hard tire this go-around.
And comes out in front of Sherlock.
Indeed, he does. Comes out trying to
right in front of it.
Orientated here.
Yeah,
right
he's in front of Sherlock. Sherlock's going to have a shot at him going into the corner here, but right in front of Caleb is Byron.
Sherlock's on hot reds. He's got more grip underneath him. Binsey,
he makes contact.
That was contact. Very close stuff there. But Titus Sherlock gets by Caleb Binsey on fresh reds. He is going to get that position and effectively the lead of the race.
Now, I got to believe if this was a real IndyCar race, I'm pretty sure at this point Caleb would have a cut-down tire with the way that end plate made contact with his rear tire, and he would probably have to cut the pit road. So I don't know if maybe he might have some damage on that car now. Titus Sherlock, does he have any damage on the front of his wings? But he is now stalking Byron Daly. Byron has not stopped yet. Byron is out there going long at the moment.
Oh, and Titus had a peek there. I'm not seeing any damage on Titus Sherlock's front wing, so I think he got away with that one pretty much scot-free. So Sherlock again sends it down to the inside in Druids, and he makes the pass.
Gets around Binsey.
Jeremy Fairburn on the move on red tires once again. The Eclipse car is very fast in this middle stint here. The hard tire definitely does not look to be preferred right now for Caleb Binsey. And now Jeremy Fairburn, very fast. He has gotten by Caleb Binsey on those fast reds. Brilliant stuff.
Hey, Joey Selmans on pit road, making his stop. Chilcutt yet to stop.
Bensey's off! Binsey is off, and pinnacle bed. He's hit the wall! Was there contact with a car coming off a pit road, perhaps? It was very close. No, it was. Wait, was it?
No, he just lost it.
He did. He just lost the rear at Paddock Hill, and into the wall he goes. He's still going. But, oh my goodness, Caleb Binsey, from a dream start to a nightmare middle, Caleb Binsey is not having a good time right now.
All right.
Oh, my goodness.
So now, I mean, Joey is one of his teammates and was coming off pit road, but gave him plenty of room.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think it was anything Joey did. Byron Daly on pit road. He's down and away for his stop. So Chilcutt yet to stop.
Kicked up someone in trouble at Druids. I'm trying to see who it was. Costello and
Kevin Sanders. Sanders around. Costello.
Sanders around. Oh my goodness, Gavin Sanders, one of our championship contenders, makes contact. There may be some damage on that car this time. Gavin Sanders has got to be furious right now with that one. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I said at the beginning, I said this is road racing's version of a short oval, and the chrome horns have come out on the front of these cars. They are brute forcing their way through this thing.
Yeah, several drivers are putting on their Paul Tracy impression here tonight. Oh, man. Like, this was definitely the track you would expect to see it, but, oh, man, like, in the middle of a championship fight, that is brutal for Gavin Sanders, especially on this middle stint there where I'm sure he doesn't like the hard tire to begin with. I don't think anybody does, but that is just painful. And like the stint where you can't afford to make mistakes the most because you lose the most amount of time on hards, you just have that happen.
McDougall around Schlosser, back up to 8th for McDougall. Chilcutt still has yet to stop. Logan Edwards is still yet to stop. Those are the only two cars that have yet to stop.
Off. Pedro Mojica off, and Druids there right next to Gavin Sanders. No one else. Oh, someone else off. Who was that?
Schlosser.
Matt Schlosser in 9th place goes off the track. What was that?
Mundell is off too, right at the bottom of the hill.
Kyle Mundell in trouble, also at Graham Hill Bend there. That corner, kind of an underappreciated one, but it is really catching a few people out tonight, especially in their fights.
Now we watch a battle between Gavin Sanders now, who doesn't look like he has damage, as now he's caught Nate Siefker. This is a battle for 9th and 10th.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's one that Gavin didn't really expect to be in at the moment here, but Gavin on the hard tire, Siefker on the red soft tire.
Big twitch.
Big twitch there indeed. But Gavin's definitely got pace underneath him with these tires now. I'm sure they're a bit warmer than they were before, but probably for not the reasons he wanted to.
Siefker goes wide, and Gavin just turns underneath him and picks up an easy spot. Move Gavin up to 9th. And I got to believe that Chilcutt and Edwards, they're going for a one-stopper here.
Yeah, like, I'm wondering if that's the strategy here. Like, it could be possible. It could definitely be possible. You have to get the lap 52 to do it.
We're at 51.
Okay, so, yeah, we're like one lap away from that. You've got to be sipping fuel. Whoa! Was that Mundell? Mundell off again at Graham Hill Bend. A lot of people getting caught out there tonight.
We're kind of on new tires and heavy fuel loads right now, kind of throwing some people off. But Chilcutt now in one-stop territory.
Indeed so. Alex Chilcutt.
Logan Edwards on pit road, so he's executing the one-stop right on the dot.
Yeah, pretty much right on the money here. And Chilcutt, we'll see him coming in, perhaps.
No.
Let's see. No, he's staying out for one more. So one-stop strategy definitely seems to be on the cards for Alex Chilcutt tonight.
Hey, tonight's coverage is sponsored by Sim Racing Warehouse. Looking to take your sim racing setup to the next level? Check out Sim Racing Warehouse. From high-quality wheels and pedals to accessories that bring the track right into your home, they got everything you need to race harder, smarter, and faster. All the links you need are in the description, and make sure to check out the coupon code. Coupon code is in the description to save 5% off at checkout when you purchase your stuff from Sim Racing Warehouse. Here comes Alex Chilcutt to report to pit road for his one and only stop right here, coming to lap 54 on lap 53.
Chilcutt coasting down pit road. Titus Sherlock will now take the lead of this race. And Jeremy Fairburn to second. Caleb Bensey well behind them in third place there. He is really struggling on these tires. Just as a point of comparison, Bensey last time around, we'll look at it this time around as he comes up the Brabham straight up to the start-finish line. So last time around, a 38.395 for Caleb Bensey. Our leader, Titus Sherlock, a 37.788. So Bensey not really having a fun time there on those hard tires. He is going to be relishing some softs when he comes in for his second and final stop of the night.
Well, I mean, maybe he might be faster as this and a Chilcutt comes out in front of Bensi. So Chilcutt on the one stopper comes out in third position. But Bensi might be waiting for those prime tires to really come in later in this run.
That's definitely possible, yeah. So it's going to be curious to see how long Sherlock and company can make them last.
Gavin Sanders, Costello side by side at the top of the hill in the hairpin. And Sanders moving on by. Sanders, I gotta believe, is for most of this race been the fastest car on this racetrack, but just one thing after another has hindered his progress forward.
Exactly so, I think. Gavin has been mighty fast all race. Just something has happened, and recently that one at the top of the hill at Paddock Hill Bend is just... that one is just really infuriating here. I'm sure Gavin is driving a bit frustrated tonight.
If you're just joining us, this is coverage of the Formula Indy Series coming to you from Brands Hatch Indy. We've completed now 56 of 104 scheduled laps. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. The next race for the Formula Indy Series will be in 3 weeks, following the holidays on January 7th when we go to the world's most famous race course, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where I've just spent a ton of time in sim and not in the real world. It's too cold right now, but in sim, I've spent a ton of time here recently. For the first time since season 6, the series will go there for a 250-mile race. Start time will be 8:20 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, it's at Indianapolis. It's on the oval. It's one of the big ones. It's one of the crown jewels. You don't want to miss it. That is in 3 weeks on January 7th.
Yeah, and you certainly had a fair share of Indy, but hey, you can never have too much Indy in my view.
I don't mind a little bit of a break. I think everyone, like at the end of May, especially with all the laps they do for the fixed and open Indy 500s, and then a lot of leagues schedule their Indy 500s for that month too. I think everyone at the end of May is like, I'm done with Indy for a while. So
yeah, they just want to go to Detroit or Milwaukee at that point.
Someplace different, please. Any place.
Yeah, I mean, of course everyone loves the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but I don't want to say familiarity breeds contempt, but after a month of nothing but Indy, maybe it does to some people.
Gavin Sanders have reached Kevin Tomba. Battle for position. This is for 5th and 6th, and a battle for 5th. And then right in front of him is Caleb, and I just don't know how much Caleb is going to battle Gavin. Gavin to the inside, going up the hill in a 2.
Gavin Sanders makes a clean run of it through Druids. Druids has been a very popular place for overtakes tonight. It usually is. And Gavin up into the top 5. He is not quitting. Gavin is on the charge. And next up in line is his good buddy Caleb Bensi. And like you said, I do have to wonder if Bensi obviously knows the championship situation here. I think he's definitely he's gonna fight him a bit, but maybe gonna be like, yeah, you go out and fight Alex.
Same type of pass. Top of the hill in the 2 to the inside. Not cleared him yet. Caleb's gonna have the inside coming out the bottom of the hill. And they'll get that position, and they'll hold on to it, much like we saw the battle between McDougal and Sanders earlier in the race.
Yeah, because the thing I got to remember with Bensi here is the way he sees it, especially with trying to run down Alex Chilcutt, he wants to preserve as much track position and time as he possibly can, and then switch over to the Reds when he comes in for his second and final stop of the night, and then just sprint to catch up to the Eclipse cars that also have to run on hard tires, and Alex Chilcutt, who is stuck on the hard tires for the last half of this race.
Seifert to the inside of McDougal, almost banging wheels.
As McDougal holds on to the position, Seifert trying to make the cutback air down the Cooper straight, almost contact there, up through McLaren, and whoa!
And McDougal runs off there, but he holds on, and now we got Bensi and Sanders on the button, going down the front straight, going into 1.
Great save there by Sam McDougall. That's a really hard place to catch a mistake, but they made it work. Sam McDougall's holding on to 9th place there, but Logan Edwards now getting into the fray.
Oh, Gavin gets to the inside, and he does clear Caleb this time. He pushed him up on the racetrack a little bit, and now moved Gavin Sanders up to 4th.
It ain't over until Gavin says it's over. I'm just going to say that here tonight. Gavin is going to hold the last say on whether this championship fight is over, and he's saying no. In many ways, kind of emulating Winston Churchill.
Had a problem on the racetrack. Sherlock had a problem on the racetrack. I'm not sure what happened.
Uh-oh. What has happened to Titus Sherlock?
Contact with Nick Goyette, and he flips going downhill into turn 3.
Oh, my. Unbelievable. Massive wreck. Wrecks the leader out of this race. Titus Sherlock. Oh, boy. I probably don't want to be in his team chat right now, folks. That is infuriating. So move now. Jeremy Fairburn, the 67, into the race lead after that.
And this is just helping out Chilcutt.
It is. It's helping him out here. And, though I will note, both Chilcutt and Sanders are both close to each other on the track.
Yeah, they are. We got the camera on them.
Yeah, they're literally one position behind each other, and you don't even need for me to tell you the gap. You can see it. Though, of course, we got to remember, different strategies are at play here. Chilcutt is going for a 1-stopper. Sanders is stuck on 2. And Sanders, I would imagine, is going to be coming in relatively soon here, and he is going to switch to a set of red sidewall tires for a fast run at the end. So Sanders is going to be running Red Bull laps as much as he possibly can for the rest of this race.
See, Sanders pitted on 46, so we don't expect to see him in until, let's see.
Until now, Sanders is in.
Okay, well, that tells us that maybe he's going to short fill this thing a little bit to try to make it home from here.
Yep, and going with the red tire as long as he possibly can here. The red tire is definitely the preferred one here tonight. Gets around the wrecked out hulk of Titus Sherlock's car coming on the pit road here. Off the jacks he goes. Waiting on it. Down and away.
I expected him closer to lap 92, but he is going to short fill it and try to jump.
I'm definitely not surprised by that.
Yeah, that's a good call. You got to do something that your competition is not going to do. Meanwhile, up front, let's reset the field. It is Jeremy Fairburn. He is your leader. He started 2nd, currently is 1st. Alex Chilcutt started 3rd, currently is 2nd, and is your points leader. 3rd of the racetrack, Kevin Tomba. He has not had the best season, but he's having a pretty darn good race. He's in 3rd spot right now. Right behind him is Michael Costello. I guess one of the surviving Eclipse cars besides Fairburn up in the lead. Costello started 8th, currently is 3rd. Tomba started 10th, currently is 3rd. Costello started 8th, is 4th. Nate Seifer started from pit road. He is currently 5th, even though he is classified as starting 6th, so he's come from deep in the field. Right behind him, and a car is in between them. That is Zach Flaum. Is Sam McDougall in the pink Eclipse car. He is in 6th. Logan Edwards 7th. Byron Daly in 8th. Gavin Sanders now, after stopping on pit road for possibly his final stop of the race, is in 9th. And Tanner DeFavis is in 10th. Where are we at?
Car off there at Paddock Hill Bend there, right in front of our leader, Jeremy Fairburn, trying to see who that was. As Pedro Mojica off all the way up the hill at Graham Hill Bend.
Oh, yes, he is.
Yeah, that is... It's a very slippery bit of grass here in England, but I don't tend to see a lot of cars go up that far, but there's a lot of grass being kicked up onto the circuit at the moment. But this track, it really has been catching people out here tonight, and it's one of those tracks that can very easily, and it's a fun challenge because of it, Fairburn, meanwhile, running in a bunch of gravel that was kicked onto the track after a car went off at Paddock Hill. I'm still trying to figure out who that was.
Cody Claiborne on pit road for his second stop, and he's going to the Prime tires.
Claiborne down and away. Been a rather quiet night for the Fish car here tonight but sometimes quiet nights are just what you need.
Fairborn, there you see.
And just as I say it, Claiborne almost loops it at Paddock Hill Bend coming out of the pits. Gathers it up, though. That was Byron Daly. Yeah, I can confirm now it was Byron Daly himself.
Oh, Cody's having a hard time.
Oh, man. Did I really just give Cody Claiborne the commentator's curse tonight?
He could blame you. He could blame you. Sorry,
Cody. That is sad, really. I'm so sorry there, Cody, but a rough couple of corners there, really, for Cody Claiborne, and sees him tow the car back to pit road there. So Cody Claiborne effectively out of contention, but Jeremy Fairburn looking very comfortable up front.
Well, let's do the math. Fairburn has a 21-second lead over Chilcutt, which is actually falling at the moment. The pit road delta is 24 to 25 seconds. The fastest I've seen on pit road, at least in the last time on the last stint, 23 seconds for DeFavis and Zach Flaum. They were on the pit lane for 23 seconds, give or take. So that will put Chilcutt, if he could stay inside that 23-second number, I would imagine that would give Chilcutt the lead, and then he would probably be the leader by 2 seconds or so over Fairburn. And can then Chilcutt hold on with tires that old, and can Fairburn run him down with a new, which I imagine are going to be hard tires at the end?
Yeah, they're going to be hard tires there. Fairburn has run nothing but softs all race, so it's not going to be as fast as say when Gavin Sanders comes in just recently, as he did, and switches over to soft tires. It's not going to be as quick as the 10 machine, but I think it's still going to be quicker towards the end of this race for Jeremy Fairburn. But still, they're going to be pretty much neck and neck as Fairburn comes out of the pits there. So Chilcutt will probably have the edge to start with. Fairburn, though, is going to have to fight hard to get by that 6 machine.
Battle for third, Tomba and Costello.
Costello has been a little bit quicker last couple of times around than Kevin Tomba. About a 10th or so each the last lap there over the Swiss driver, of the 48.
And look how much... Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, you.
Now I'm about to say, look how much, this is how short this track is. They are not on 100% throttle very long at all on this course.
No, absolutely not. Like, the longest you'll have is...
sends it to the inside of Tomba!
Contact! Tomba. Little hip check there, in fact. Knocks Tomba off the line there and loses that position there. That was a bold move, I'll say, by Michael Costello. Gets him up into third place, but I don't think Tomba's going to be too receptive of that.
That was a bit of a full send at the top of the hill. That is for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, I didn't even think he was going to try it that much there. I thought he was just going to have a peek, but nope. He just sent it in, and it worked, I guess you could say. He's up into third, and Tomba's still going in fourth, but I don't think Tomba's going to be too happy about it. I know the Swiss tend to have a policy of neutrality in a lot of ways, but I don't think he's going to be too neutral about this.
So now that allows Costello to get in direct contact and battle directly Alex Chilcutt. And that could only help his teammate Fairburn if he wants to. If he could somehow slow down Chilcutt just enough and help on that pit road delta, this might make for an interesting next round of pit stops. So we're going to see if Costello can reel in Chilcutt.
You know, it's definitely going to be intriguing to see that one. As Last time around, Costello was about 4/10 faster than Alex Chilcutt. So
Chilcutt
the
had lap
pace
traffic,
is
though.
definitely there. That is true. So we got, I believe that's Kyle Mundell right in front of Costello at the moment. Lap 78. Chilcutt looking behind him to see Costello creeping up closer and closer and closer. In fact, he was nearly half a second faster, was Michael Costello, over Alex Chilcutt. So Costello's number 19 is on the charge at the moment here.
Now he's around Mundell now.
That he definitely is. And one thing to note, having a look at lap times here, yeah, he has not come in for his final stop just yet. I imagine he's going to switch over to softs for this final stint here. So Costello is definitely going to lose some track position here, but he's definitely going to have pace towards the end here. Kind of a Gavin Sanders situation.
Yeah, and I think he just wants to try to get the Chilcutt and try to attack him and slow him down. That might be the goal here.
In moment of the truth here, gets to his box. Chilcutt is coming through Jim Clark curve down the front straight. Fairburn comes out on hard tires, very well ahead of Alex Chilcutt. So Fairburn, brilliant job there by his crew and brilliant timing there on the stop. And he gets out to a comfortable lead now over the 6. So Jeremy Fairburn very much in the catbird seat right now.
Yeah, I told you that there was a pit delta that he was looking to just be ahead of, and he was ahead of that right now by 1.8 seconds. He managed to pull out of, and he is still your leader as right now. Then we now prepare to see when Costello might come to pit road, which he's on pit road now.
Yep, there he comes. From third place, on his way to his box. The 19 machine has been very fast all night, as we usually see of him. Onto the soft tire he goes, so expect some Red Bull laps out of Michael Costello tonight. Whoa, big twitch there coming off of pit road, too. Costello really wants to get moving. And a bit squeamish there to start with on these cold tires there. You really need to get these tires up to temp. It looks like the sun's starting to come out. Kind of a rarity for England, as a lot of people think. But yeah, we're actually getting sunlight in Kent.
Yeah, a bit of it. Oh, and Costello goes around on the cold tires.
Oh, no. Michael Costello did not want that.
And loses to the famous McDougall Seifert Bensi. And now, possibly, right now, he's in front of his teammate, and he goes down a lap.
Oh, no. Michael Costello. I'm sure he's going to be driving the rest of this race infuriated at that one. But it's something we've seen a few times tonight, especially with cold tires, the rears can really catch you out on some of these curves here. Paddock Hill Bend and Graham Hill Bend particularly have been absolutely unforgiving for cold tires and just any sort of error. As meanwhile, I'm looking at Alex Chilcutt fighting it out with another one of the Eclipse cars. I believe that is Costello. Yeah, he has to. Costello lets him by here. But Chilcutt within 2 seconds last time around of Jeremy Fairburn. Fairburn is quicker, though, so Fairburn can definitely build up that gap. So Fairburn is mainly looking at just consistent laps here, and he would very definitely get the vindication he hoped for and get his first win of his FIS career.
That brings up a very interesting statistic. There's been 24 different winners in the history of the Formula Indy Series. We continue to watch Chilcutt right now. If Fairborn wins, that would be the 25th. Oh, contact and Seifert around!
Oh my goodness, Sam McDougall runs into the back of Nate Siefker, and Siefker's rear wing is broken. Sends it around, almost hits Alex Chilcutt there, in fact.
Let's watch this again,
and
it just right into the back of him at the top of the hill and two.
Yeah, I would try and get out of people's way if I can there, Nate, and gets it back underway, but that was a little bit of a Calvin Fish argy-bargy there. And that just did not end well. It doesn't tend to end well in open wheelers in the first place, and it definitely didn't end well there.
Canada Famous on pit road. And then we got Tomba on pit road.
Evan Tomba coming in, and
Logan Edwards now up to third, and he is on that one-stop strategy as well. So the one-stoppers and second and third, Fairbairn looking for his first FIS victory. And as I get ready to say, he would be the 25th different winner in the history of the Formula Indy Series, and would be the first-time winner this season. It would be Homestead was Logan Edwards and Chilcutt at Nürburgring. So he would be the third first-time winner this season. So a lot of parity this season in the Formula Indy Series.
Very much so. And Sanders goes a bit wide there at Paddock Hill Bend and kicks up some dirt. Really trying everything he can to catch up to Logan Edwards and get back up into third place, which he really needs to do to stay in this championship hunt going into the final two races at Indianapolis and Watkins Glen. So Gavin Sanders really pushing the envelope here. But yeah, Jeremy Fairbairn looking to be the 25th different winner in the series, and yeah, the third first-time winner this season. We've had a lot of first-time winners. It's showing just how strong the competition that comes here is. Like, some of the best in the business, and not even just in open wheelers, but who want to test their mettle in open wheelers, they come over here and they prove to be competitive. They tend to find that the competition here is really one of the best in the business.
And of course, I mean, when you participate in the Formula Indy Series, you are racing against some real-world racers. We got a lot of the Road to Indy guys are in the lineup, of course. You might recognize their names, and then of course, Gavin Sanders. He was a GT3 America driver. And then we got some other drivers like Caleb Bency that have won big-time races in other series on iRacing that you might have seen on some other feeds somewhere out there. So a lot of big names, whether it be a real-world driver or some esports sim teams, all participate here in the Formula Indy Series here, and it's sponsored by Sim Racing Warehouse. Make sure to check out their coupon code. Visit their website. They are the sponsors of the Formula Indy Series this season. And check out SRW House is the coupon code, and that'll save you 5% off when you go and ring out your order at Sim Racing Warehouse. All the links you need are in the description. As we are now 15 to go.
I'm keeping an eye once again on Gavin Sanders and Logan Edwards. It's still a big gap for Gavin to work with to get up to Logan in third place, I should say. And Logan, of course, as we mentioned, running that one-stop strategy, same as Alex Chilcutt. It's been working pretty well for both him and, to a lesser extent, Alex as well. I'm sure Alex would have wanted to use it to jump up and get the lead of this race, but that's Jeremy Fairbairn's at the moment, and by about 7 seconds as it stands. So Alex is definitely looking strong in the championship contention category going into the final two races. Gavin Sanders is 2 spots behind. Not what he wanted, but he would still definitely be in contention going into these races here. It's still all to play for, folks.
Logan looking for a good rebound after not being able to make the fastest 33, but was one of the alternates for the PRI Hoosier 500. He was, I think, 35th fastest, and then there was a retirement right before the race Henry Bennett couldn't make the race, and the 34th was promoted, and I think he was one more alternate away from making the lineup, but unfortunately he did not make the starting lineup. But looking at a good recovery drive here and a podium finish on the heels of that must feel pretty good. Byron Daly, Michael Costello, black flag as he's on pit road, and I think maybe had to do a drive-through penalty there.
Maybe trying to figure out what that would have been for, however. I'm not sure.
Incident limit, maybe, I'm guessing.
Maybe so. It's definitely easy to hit an incident limit at a track like this, especially when you're kind of encouraged to test the limits of what the curbing and the sort of AstroTurf-like stuff allows you to get away with here. It's like it's kind of like old school Spa-Francorchamps or like or Circuit of the Americas as well, where you're encouraged to test the limits there, but the limits are pretty well defined here. Yeah, and it's really easy to make a mistake.
Yep, Fairborn has now reached the attenuator of Caleb Benzie. How fortunes have changed. At one point, leading our pole sitter, led much of the first stint and part of the second stint, but just a little bit of a run-in with actually one of Fairborn's teammates. And the day has changed differently for our former series and defending series champion, who is not I don't think he's in a position to repeat for this season, so he's just looking to try to get his first win.
Yeah, that's how the turntables there for Caleb Benzie. Definitely not what he wanted to see. Maybe towards the end of this race, and this is one of those tracks where you expect a lot of drivers to be a lap down towards the end of the event. But one of them being Caleb Benzie is probably not something you would have expected, and neither would he. Though we're under 10 laps to go now. Jeremy Fairburn really just needs to take it easy at this point. Maybe get past Caleb if the situation allows for it. He doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah, he's still half a second faster at this stage than Alex Chilcutt, and the gap is 8 seconds. He's still got plenty of room to work with.
And he has a wingman between himself and Chilcutt. He has McDougall, which is another Eclipse car. So McDougall can play wingman if Caleb is going to make things difficult for Jeremy and just not being able to make him allow him to pass. Once again, if you're just joining us, you are watching coverage of round 10 of 12 of the Formula Indy Series, coming to you from Brands Hatch Indy, where Jeremy Fairborn is about 8 laps away from recognizing his first Formula Indy Series win. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. The next race for us here on P1 will be tomorrow night at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time for an Elite Racing League Indy Lights doubleheader. Join Luis Gonzalez Nunez as he brings you the Indy Next action from Barber for Race 1 and Watkins Glen for Race 2 for the Elite Racing League's Indy Lights Series. Again, that's tomorrow, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on P1. 7 to go. Fairborn, your leader.
Fairburn just comfortably sitting there behind Caleb Benzie, and now the gap's up to 9 seconds over Alex Chilcutt. Chilcutt probably definitely in fuel save mode at this point, trying to get to the end of this race.
And I would imagine Edwards is in the same boat. And if that's the case, is there time for Gavin Sanders to reel in as Fairborn taking a look to the inside of Benzie at 2?
Wait.
Not going to happen.
Take it easy, Jeremy. Take it easy, buddy. You got a race to win here. You're winning it. Caleb's not the guy you're racing. Just, yeah, you can get past him if the gap opens here. But when you got your first win on the cards here, I don't think Jeremy's going to be pushing it too hard at this point.
Hopefully he has someone telling him that you don't have to pass Caleb in order to win this race. He's getting really close to the turn 2 in the braking zone there.
Yeah, he's still really, really close behind Caleb Benzie there. The gap now 9.4 seconds between Fairburn and Chilcutt. They were pretty even last time around, in fact. But it's still a 9-second gap here. The only way Chilcott's winning this one is if a tragedy happens.
Well, Fairborn could push the issue if he wants, and that's we've seen things happen in closing laps here of the Formula Indy Series. In fact, Caleb was a beneficiary of one of those type events at Laguna Seca a couple of seasons ago. Again, getting close there in 2, down into 3.
Yeah, I'm going a bit wide there through Druids. Was Jeremy Fairburn there?
Caleb
Coming to the line
Lascar
this time. Three to go.
Caleb Lascar on the lead lap. Top 6 on the lead lap right now.
Only 6 cars on the lead lap. It's something you tend to expect to see at a track like this or Lime Rock Park, where the laps are so short and lap cars are pretty common. It's still impressive to see the pace that these leaders have been putting in here tonight. And the fact that the last car on the lead lap is the defending series champion, Caleb Bensi, it just shows how really strong the competition in this league is.
Caleb getting a little wide there in 5. A lot of wheel spin, but he's still holding on. Coming to 2 to go. Oh, big corner hop on the inside of 1 there for Fairbarn, yeah.
That's Tomba, and that's left an opportunity for Bensi to capitalize on it.
Yeah, this is a battle for 5th and 6th. So now, right now, in front of the leader is a battle for 5th and 6th. How much does the leader really want to battle this one out with 2 to go, coming to the white flag? He might just say, you know what, Caleb, go right ahead. I'm just very content on riding this one out in your tire tracks. Here's Caleb, white flag for Fairbarn.
If I'm Fairburn at this point, that's exactly my thought process at this point. White flag in the air for Jeremy Fairburn. I'm just going to sit behind them, watch Bensi and Tomba go at it in this battle for 5th, and let me coast to my first win in the series. So this battle in front of them at this stage is going to rage on between Tomba and Bensi for 1 more lap. But 2 more corners to go. He's been kind of snake bit this season. He's always been fast. But off the final corner, he has finally done it. 3 new winners this season. Jeremy Fairburn wins at Brands Hatch. And he has got to be ecstatic at that. Celebrations at hand for sure. But I'm looking at this battle here between Bensi and Tomba. Alex Chilcutt comes home in 2nd. Logan Edwards is going to be 3rd here tonight. Gavin Sanders not quite enough pace to catch him. But meanwhile, couple of corners to go. Tomba holding off Caleb Bensi. It's still gonna be Tomba holding on to 5th place.
It's one of his better finishes of the season, so I bet you he's pretty happy about that. I would imagine that Caleb wants this one to forget about it. Same thing for Gavin Sanders, who finished in 4th. But Fairbarn just comes to pit road. No burnouts, just comes to pit road, parks it like he's been there before. And here you go, Fairbarn with the win. His first ever win here in the Formula Indy Series. The 25th different winner in series history. Welcome to the fraternity of winners, Jeremy. Coming home 2nd. And if we look back and we look at one race that may be the one that determined the championship for this season for Alex Chilcutt, we could look back at this one. This could be the one that decided it on a different strategy than everyone else. Bad fortune impacts everybody else that's racing him in the championship. He does exactly what he needs to do, comes home 2nd, beats out his chief competition, and gets that's short of getting the win, the most maximum points he could possibly hope for. He comes home second. Logan Edwards in third. Gavin Sanders, not the day he was looking for. And frankly, he's probably the fastest guy out there all race long. He comes home fourth. 2 run-ins on the course kind of moved him back and was able to recover. Tombo, one of his best finishes of the season in fifth. Caleb Bitty starting for the pole, but not a race that he really wants to remember. The season that he's wanting now to kind of forget. But he finishes sixth, still on the lead lap, fighting for position at the end, but still that first win of the season eludes him. With 2 more races to go after this, we have Indianapolis and Watkins Glen. Sam McDougall in 7th, Byron Daly 8th, Tanner DeFavis in 9th, and Zach Flaum. Nice top 10 for the Oval experts. Maybe he's getting better on the road courses. Top 10 for Zach. Mundell in 11th, Costello in 12th, Seifert 13th, Mojica in 14th, Claiborne 15th, Sherlock 16th. Again, we're getting into the neighborhood of drivers who just had bad days now. Goyette gets the amateur win. We'll be talking to him. I don't know if he'll be available, but we'll be talking to him if he wants to in an interview. Schlosser in his return to the series 18th, Selmans 19th, Dan Miglin at 20th. And Sarah Guerrera, not a race that Sarah was looking for, comes home in 21st. All right. Goyette is our amateur winner in class. I don't know if he'll be available, but we'll take a look in the studio here. And I do not see Nick, but there he is. Finished, and I think we only had 2 or 3 amateurs in this race. Actually, you know what? I don't think it was Nick. Sorry, it might have been Cody Claiborne who actually got the amateur win here. So if Cody wants to pop in, we'd love to talk to him. I'll leave a message for him. He's welcome to talk to us. All right, so let's get into Logan Edwards here and see what he has to say. We'll bring him up. And here is Logan Edwards, finishes third today. Hey, Logan, a bit of a decent recovery race for you. And it's not a great weekend before. You didn't qualify, or you just missed out on making the PRI Hoosier 500. So it must feel nice to get back on a familiar road course and put up a pretty good strategy of a one-stopper and coming home on the bottom step. How you feeling? And talk about your race.
Just a good old-fashioned fuel save. It's such quick laps that it's honestly like saving for a place like Iowa or like a 1.5 more than a road course. Obviously, there's a lot more lifting you can do here.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, very much.
There.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just the length of the circuit in particular, but the way you drive it. It really seemed to open up a lot of fuel save strategies there, and it seemed like you were. But it seemed also the two-stopper was very much viable as well. Of course, that's what Jeremy did for the win here tonight. Do you think there was? Did you think that the two-stopper was something you were considering, or like the one-stopper was never in question for you?
I mean, I raced this car so much. Fuel saving is definitely an experience advantage. Like if you race a car a lot, you can leverage it a lot more. And I did consider two-stopping because pit road here is so short,
Mm-hmm.
but I did not. I didn't go for it. Decided to lock
Yeah.
in for the one stop.
Well, you just stay the good move there, and on top of that, there's only one other driver. He finished ahead of you that was on the same strategy, but the strategy there is that to stay moving as much as possible while everyone else is coming in for a stop. So strategy paid off. Congrats. Any shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone who would like to say hi to before we let you go for finishing third today?
Luke Mansky Racing Esports and our sponsors, iPredictor, iCoaching Academy, and Lilac City IT. Thanks to my mom, because I think she's watching. Thanks to the British for giving me their sense of humor and their language and their entertainment, and now a podium at Brands Hatch.
Well, congratulations. We'll see you in about 3 weeks when we get back to Indianapolis, a place that kind of owes you right now. We'll see you then, but happy holidays.
See ya, you too, Gary.
That is Logan Edwards. Let's bring in Alex Chilcutt. And here is Alex. Alex, missed your win at Mexico City, but a good race for you today on a one-stop strategy. But I think if we look back, if everything pans out for you and you win this championship, I think we can probably look back on this race, and this is probably the one that may have decided it for you on another strategy and just a lot of bad luck with your chief competition, allowing you to finish ahead of them and get another podium finish and another top five to this season that you've remained incredibly consistent in.
Yeah, it kind of bounces around. A little bit of good luck, a little bit of bad luck, maybe some good karma from Gateway here, but I'm happy with this result for sure.
Talk about the one stopper. I'm sure that Stevie's going to ask much about the same, but talk about the one stopper. Wouldn't you make that call? And I mean, you and Logan were the only guys that went with it.
Yeah, in practice, it was looking to be a lot harder to pull it off compared to Mexico. But when we loaded into the session here, and I see all the guys here, Jeremy, Titus, Bensi, like they're insanely quick. So I'm like, okay, well, I probably can't beat them just flat out. So I got to try it. I got to see if it'll work, and it ended up working out. But I probably wouldn't do that again. It was not a lot of fun, just kind of coasting around everywhere.
Yep.
Go ahead, Stevie.
Yeah, and with second place here tonight and your championship rival finishing fourth there is giving you a bit of a cushion now going into Indianapolis. For these final two races, it's certain, there's definitely a lot. There's confidence in your camp right now. But going to Indianapolis as one of the final two races in the championship, what's the thought process going into it from here on out? Basically just keep doing what you have been, I'm presuming?
Yeah, just got to keep it up. Got to finish ahead of Gavin here. I believe in myself. I believe we'll be able to do it. And I'm looking forward to Indy with the new hybrid system. On road courses, it's kind of useless.
Oh, yeah.
It's just an extra button you got to press every lap. On the ovals, there's some nice strategy with it, so I'm looking forward to that.
That's one thing. You're right. We did not talk much about the hybrid on the road course here, just because we've had push to pass so much that I don't think really you're right. The iHybrid just kind of adds an extra lever to pull for a lot of these people, a lot of these drivers out there. So that is a very good point. Well, congratulations, P2, another top five. Points have not been updated yet. I'm going to refresh the page one more time. No, has not. So we will update everybody once that's updated. But shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone who want to say hi to on this P2 at Brands Hatch.
Making a habit of these shout outs. Well, first of all, shout out to you guys once again. Really appreciate you guys doing the broadcast for us. Shout out to all the admins and everybody who makes this league possible. And shout out to Sim Race Warehouse. Fantastic company. Go buy some wheels from them.
Can't say any better. Alex Chilcutt, now we will see what the points lead is. Finishes second today, but still is going to be our points leader coming out of this race with 2 more rounds to go. We'll see you in 3 weeks when we get the Indy.
See you guys.
And we will bring up Jeremy now. And here is Jeremy. A very happy Jeremy. 25th different winner in the Formula Indy Series history. First win of the season. And you did it by beating two people on a one-stop strategy. That means you are out there really hauling the mail during Christmas time. Congratulations. Talk about your strategy and a little bit of luck out there, too. Taking out some of the chief competition ahead of you with one thing or another just allowed you to kind of settle into that lead role and pull away.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gary. It's been a long time coming for sure. Super happy to bring home that result, especially after the start that I had.
Go ahead, Stevie.
Yeah, and that was you're definitely kind of the odd one out here tonight, running a two-stop strategy for the win, as opposed to the other two podium members with a one-stopper. It seemed like raw speed was the name of the game here tonight, especially the first two stints being both the ones on red tires. Definitely have a run through with that, because it was definitely seemed to be an interesting choice compared to the other podium finishers.
Yeah, honestly, it was crazy because the blacks at the end felt better than the reds, because the reds are really quick for the first 10, 12 laps, and then the fall off is just so bad. So you're just fighting the rears the whole time. You got to really modulate the throttle and be careful with that. And especially the out laps as well on the reds were significantly worse than on the blacks. You got to be so careful. Like two of my teammates were struggling on the out laps and made some big mistakes. So I was very happy to just keep it on the road there.
Well, you did, and you got the win, your first win here in this series. And like you said, it's just you knew it was kind of coming eventually. Just one thing or another has kind of prevented you from getting there, and you got it today. Any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors, anybody you want to say hi to on getting your first win here in the series?
Of course, big shout-out to Eclipse Competition. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you so much. It's been super fun. Haven't had the greatest luck this year. Made a couple of mistakes in the previous races, but I'm, again, super happy to bring home this result. And big sorry to Titus with what happened to him. It was really unfortunate to see that. It was looking like a pretty easy 1-2 there. Never like to see that, but yeah, very happy to bring home the first win.
First win with two more races to go. Congratulations. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in a couple weeks when we get to the big oval in Indianapolis.
Thank you guys very much. Happy holidays.
All right, so one of the points that I and that's kind of on me for not really talking about as we were getting into the session and the talking points of this race. I'm kind of more focused on, where we were when I last was here. We last left off at Michigan City. I always do it all the time at Mexico City. But one of the big talking points here that I neglected was this is the first race for this series with the new car. And we heard it from one driver, but we didn't talk much about it at all during the race, that the hybrid was here, but it wasn't much use out there. Stevie, that was, I guess, one of the talking points we neglected on, but Jeremy did all of that big lead on his own and leaping two drivers on a one-stopper. We don't really know how much, if he used that hybrid at all, but the hybrid was out here for all the drivers, and it sounded to me that it's just one more thing, at least from one driver, one more thing to worry about that really didn't impact their drive too much, because push to pass is already there on road courses. So that's the first talking point here. But Jeremy really did a great drive by jumping two drivers that decided to go on a one-stopper. Any other bit of luck, and it goes the other way for Jeremy, and the one-stoppers are going to win this race.
Yeah, exactly. And Jeremy basically did everything he needed to do pretty much down to the letter to win that one. It's really I believe it was Alex who said that the hybrid system was really just one extra button you push once a lap, at least here anyway, for the cars here. But they seem to be keen on figuring out what they're like on ovals. Of course, we got the patch for the new Indy cars last week, so drivers are still learning the ins and outs of them, learning how to use them the best. So I'm it's definitely a curious thing to keep an eye on here. It doesn't seem like it's been making too much of a difference at the moment there, but Jeremy could well have presented an early example of how to use the hybrid system to its fullest extent.
And I have been told that Cody will not be joining us, but he is the winner of the class today. So congratulations to him. And you mentioned it, Indianapolis is next. Last oval race, last big wild card before we wrap up the season at Watkins Glen. The points have been updated. So we'll talk about those here real quick, and I'll give you final thoughts before we go to Indianapolis. But the points lead is now 19 points. So Chilcutt extends by 9, almost doubles his points lead. It was 10 coming into today. He leaves by 19. So Gavin is still there, but it's only down to him and Gavin, really. Logan, I think, is mathematically in contention, and I think I think anybody less than 100 points back from the lead. Actually, Logan might be on the cusp. He's 101 back. I think Titus is eliminated. So I think it's going to come down to these last 2 races between the top 2, really. It's going to be Alex Chilcutt and Gavin Sanders. Chilcutt with the 363, Sanders with the 344, and Logan Edwards a distance third with a 262. But the last big wild card, Indianapolis, and we still have a championship to decide here, and 2 guys are in it. One might not have the oval experience, and another one I know has a lot of oval experience and wins at Indianapolis, and that is Gavin Sanders.
Exactly, and I definitely think Indianapolis is going to be really, really fun to watch there. Of course, we had a lot of fun with the Hoosier 500 recently, but this one I think is going to be a really interesting test to see how these drivers really get to play with the updates of the IndyCar. And with 2 races left to play in the championship, that's just going to make it all the more exciting. So Indianapolis is not going to be a race you'll want to miss, folks.
All right, let's get on out of here. Give everyone back their Wednesday night. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium here from Brands Hatch Indy is Jeremy Fairmore, getting his first career win in the Formula Indy Series, 25th different winner in series history. Alex Chilcutt defending his points lead and extending it by 9 points going into the final 2 races, comes home second. And Logan Edwards comes home third. Little redemption time for not qualifying for that PRI Hoosier 500, just missing out. And the fastest 33, but comes home in third today to net himself a podium and third place in the points in the championship to boot. So not a bad day. Join us again in 3 weeks for round 11, the penultimate round of season 8 of the Formula Indy Series, as we return to Indianapolis for our last oval race of the season. Coverage begins around 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 8:20 p.m. Eastern. Remember, as always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here on YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game's not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thought on tonight's race. If you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. And if you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including our open wheel road racing Monday night doubleheader. Race 1 starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time with the Indy Open Series top split, followed at 9 p.m. Eastern with the Indy Next Road Series top split. If you like open wheel racing, and we know you do because you're watching this, and especially if you like Indy-style road racing, then make P1 your home on Monday nights. Formula Indy Series is brought to you by the Sim Racing Warehouse. Looking to take your sim racing setup to the next level? Check out Sim Racing Warehouse. From high-quality wheels and pedals to accessories that bring the track right into your home. They have everything you need to race harder, smarter, and faster. Plus, for a limited time, you can save 5% off with a coupon. Just type in the code SRWHOUSE at checkout and save even more. All the links you need are in the description. Track cams in this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook. You can follow them on X and Instagram. All the links you need are in the description. For business inquiries, to learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram. You can follow all of our social links on Linktree. And again, they're all in the description. So for Stevie Larkamp, everyone here at Sim Racing Warehouse, Formula Indy Series, and P1, I'm Gary Gotzo, the voice of the FIS, saying to all, good night. Thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again in 3 weeks in Indianapolis for the next race of the Formula Indy Series right here on P1. Good night and happy holidays.